But hey, what's up everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. It is currently 2023. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like how everyone does when the new year starts. You have all these resolutions, dreams that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to do, and you feel motivated to do it, and then 2 weeks later you're just, I'll do it tomorrow. I've been kind of lazy. I feel like I've been not really working hard and not really pulling my weight around here. Some of you guys may or may not know, I am currently 23 years old. In about 4 months, I'm gonna turn 24. Can you believe that? I can't even believe I'm about to turn 24. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm kind of behind my peers. I feel like I'm not doing as much as I should be. I think that's just because of social media, number one. Everyone is just scrolling on their phones all day, all night. But I finally figured out a video that I really wanted to share with you guys. It's for people who are in their 20s who feel like they're kind of falling behind. If you guys don't listen to anything else, listen to this. You guys are definitely not behind. You guys are where you're supposed to be in life. You guys are doing exactly what you should be in that moment, whether it's a lesson that you need to learn or whether it's some exciting adventure that you're on and you don't know what's gonna happen next. So that's the thing that I want you guys to understand before anything else to take away if you guys turn off the video right now. When you guys are in your 20s, we hear this all the time. The 20s are the golden age in which you're exploring, you're learning more about yourself, you're trying to figure out who you want to be, what kind of people you want to surround yourself with, what kind of people you want to hang out with. And I definitely would say that I'm in a very similar boat to most of you guys who are in your 20s. And in fact, a lot of my audience, they're in their young 20s. And one of my favorite finance experts that I look up to is Dave Ramsey. He has such basic but also very reliable financial advice. And one of the people that he worked with, Anthony O'Neill, he's a great financial expert. And I was just looking online, reading articles on what I could talk about for people in their 20s. And there's this great article Anthony O'Neill wrote. The title is 20 Things to Do in Your 20s. So 20 things you should do in your 20s. Number one, you need to develop your vision. A lot of your professors are going to ask you, so what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And that's one of the most daunting questions that I always hear, because when you're 17, 18, 19, you have no clue what you want to do. You're still trying to figure out if people like you. Set your vision, set your goals. Try to figure out what kind of person you want to be. Try to figure out the things that you like. And if you don't know what you like or what you don't like, just start doing things that you never thought you would have done. One of the things that Anthony says is, what kind of person do you want to be when you get to the end of your life? Whoa, that's pretty powerful. Number two, make and stick to a budget. As much as we like to be idealistic, as much as we like to come up with a plan, we also need to be grounded in reality. Some people are blessed with being financially abundant. Especially during this time, we like to hang out with friends. We like to be social. We need to budget because it's important to set boundaries financially, because it's one of the facts of reality. It's how we live. It's how society operates. Paying bills. That's all going to become a factor when you reach your 20s. It's very important to not get into debt. Whether it's credit card, student loans, it's really important to stay out of debt just for your own mental sanity. On to number three, learn how to say no. Such a powerful technique, especially when you're young. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to figure out where you stand in the world. When we're in our 20s, we do things that we never thought we would do. Whether it's a friend that you hang out with, a practice that you don't align with, learning how to say no. It's such a tough thing to do, especially when you're a young adult. You just want to hang out. You just want to have a lot of fun. You just want to party. Really, honestly, just fit in. There's a limited amount of things that we can do within a day. Everyone has the same amount of hours in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day. We have to choose wisely with our time. Time is precious. That's one of the resources that we have that we feel like is very abundant when we're young, but you'll quickly realize when you get older, it's one of the most valuable thing in the world. Anthony says it like this: it's up to you to be wise about how much you can realistically handle and how much time you can give to others. It's a sign of self-control and it's a sign of self-respect. Tip number 4, pay attention to your mental health. With the rise on exposing mental health becoming more mainstream, it's not weird to talk about issues. It's not weird to talk about things that are bothering you. You can't do the things that you want to do if you're stressed. Exercise is a proven way to just get rid of stress. Take a day off, go to bed early, take a nap. So yeah, pay attention to your mental health. Number 5, build your emergency fund. This is something that should be in the back burner of everyone's mind. Things happen in which we don't expect. When I was younger, I was in a thing called the Boy Scout. One of the mantras that we had was to always be prepared. And that's such a great quote for life. You never know what life is going to throw at you. It could be something as small as $20, $100. Whether that $20 is your week's worth of gas, $100 is for a payment, a bill when we are doing financially really well. It's important during those good times when we're not stressed to set aside a portion of our money, set aside a portion of our budget. Number 6, develop quality relationship. As much as we want to fit in with the crowd, as much as we want to be popular and hang around with a lot of people, the older you get, honestly, you get more picky, you get more judgmental. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We just have different backgrounds and we have different preferences. And I'm sure many of you guys who are younger in your 20s have had many superficial conversations, especially with the rise of social media, trying to keep up with what's going on in the culture, trying to keep up. One of the quotes Anthony uses is that iron sharpens irons, someone you can look up to and learn from as a mentor. That's a very philosophical and that's a very deep way of thinking. Being able to have those tough conversations, to be able to trust someone, which is something scary, especially when we're in our 20s. We feel like we can take on the world. The reality is there's only so much pressure, so much responsibility that we can handle all by ourselves. As much as I'd like to wish that I was Superman or Batman, I'm not. Number 7, getting rid of all your debt. I find it disgusting that a lot of these loans are very predatory to young people who don't even have a clue. They don't know what they want to do. Okay, maybe some of them might have had traumatic experiences when they were younger, and so that has really gave them a lot of passion, a lot of zeal to pursue a certain profession. For the most part, life is good for a lot of us young kids, and honestly, we don't know what we want to do. Student loans is just terrible. I don't know anyone who I've talked to who has ever told me student loan is great. Student loan sucks. Try to work hard, be intentional with your payments, trying to pay it off as soon as you can. Easier said than done, right? Number 8, rent an apartment. Move out. Get out of your family. Get out of your parents' house. This is something that personally for me, optional. As someone who has lived with my parents during when I was in college, I found it a financial luxury to just be able to stay at home with my parents. I commuted to college, so I didn't really have to worry about finding a place to stay. It is such a financial responsibility having to pay rent. I don't know how people do it. College student move to a new city, to a new place, go to school, and then go to work, pay rent or pay bills. But I also understand that, especially now that I've been living on my own for the past half a year, how much it has challenged me to, number 1, learn how to manage my time, to be an adult, to take care of my chores. Things are not going to get done if you don't do them. That's just a fact of life. That's a fact of adulting 101. No one is going to hold your hand. No one is going to tell you. No one's going to nag at you. But it's an amazing feeling overall. It's such a empowering thing to move out of your parents' house and to actually feel like you're an adult, to feel like kind of developing yourself as a person. Tip number 9, read 1 book a month. I would say this is optional. This is so to engage with your mind. Besides paying bills and besides going to work, it become mundane. And I think the brain really needs to be engaged in order to feel like we're accomplishing something. Otherwise, we just become dull and we become kind of miserable. do things in which you're constantly learning something new. It makes you smarter, it makes you more attractive, and it makes you of a more interesting person. It depends if you like reading. If you don't like reading, you can do something else. Bike riding, going to the gym, working out, whatever your hobbies are, whatever you like to do. Number 10 is something that I don't think I'll be able to relate with, but date intentionally. Dating is not really talked about, at least specifically in my family. We don't really talk about dating. You just kind of sort of get married. I think it's important to just know who you're with, because they're definitely going to influence how you see yourself, the things that you do, the standard living of your life, the quality of your life. You don't want to be with someone who's very mean to you. That's just not cool. I don't know how to feel about this. Maybe you guys could give me some tips on this one. So we're just going to skip this one for now. Hey guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys found this informative or helpful in any way, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.